And a very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, live from Lynchburg City Stadium here in Lynchburg, Virginia. It is the third annual Atlantic Lacrosse Conference Tournament getting underway just about now. We are about to get set for our first Division II semifinal between the defending champions, the Charlotte 49ers, and the Bulldogs of the Citadel, making their first appearance in the ALC tournament. Bulldogs get it and get out quickly to a shot saved by Cody Seaman, the Charlotte goaltender. I'm Dan Cimpano, joined by George Revercombe, former Appalachian State midfielder. George, should be an exciting day today.
Yeah, Dan, looking forward to being here, seeing some great lacrosse. It's a great day, and yeah, just excited to watch some quality lacrosse out here.
Yeah, Charlotte already beat the Citadel earlier this season, 25-9, just about 3 weeks ago. Charlotte, the defending champions, had a win in the MCLA tournament, a historic win last year, with being the first ever 15 seed to win a tournament game. There's a shot early there off the goaltender. It's Declan McHugh with the shot, but a nice save by Ross Winters, the freshman goaltender for the Bulldogs. And so far, 2 shots, 2 saves so far on both ends for the goaltenders. Citadel, getting it over the midline. George, some players to watch that we're looking for today in this game.
Some players to watch on Charlotte. Number 21, Blake Moxham, has been really good this year. He's up to 64 points on the year with 34 goals and 30 assists. He's a top points per game leader in the ALC right now with 6.4.
And for the Charlotte 49, for the Citadel.
Yeah, number 3, Ryan Craig, really talented sophomore. He's got 24 goals on the year, 15 assists, and 21 ground balls. Those are going to be really important today to keep possession if they're going to have a chance against the Charlotte team. He's also the captain of the team, so look for him to be a leader out there.
Citadel with the turnover here, as it looked like Duncan McFadden took a shot on net, was not able to put it on target. So now the dangerous Charlotte 49ers offense, they bring a lot of firepower. They are replacing a few of their major talented players from a year ago, including Player of the Year Nick Ferens, but they still have a very potent attack and midfield coming into this game, one of the highest scoring teams in the ALC, and proving it right there. Just off the bat, our player to watch, Blake Moxham, with his 35th goal of the year.
Goal scored.
Beautiful shot there from Moxham.
It's a great take by Moxham, setting up that inside dodge. Citadel, a couple times there, even on that last shot that they saved, they're giving up that inside positioning. They need to keep that top side defense, keep them out of the middle of the field, or they're going to see a lot more shots like that today.
Already a 1-0 lead for Charlotte. Charlotte last year defeated, sorry to bring this up, George, but defeated your former team, Appalachian State, 26-1 in the semifinal just a year ago here in Lynchburg. And a turnover for the 49ers, but it looks like they might give it right back as a scramble for the ball in the Bulldog zone. And now finally corralled there by Andrew Youngblood, the junior. And turned over immediately. Declan McHugh with it. Passes it on. Fires. Shot a little bit high there. Looked like Henry Hull took a shot. And Charlotte being aggressive on this ride.
Citadel needs to watch those live ball turnovers, especially in the middle of the field like that.
And another turnover. Not really, actually. A scoop up there for the Bulldogs. And quickly they get a change off. And maybe some keys to the game today, George, of what both of these two teams bring today.
Yeah, the key for Charlotte, I think, is take the next step. Take each game individually. They have big hopes and aspirations. They're really trying to build their program up, but they want to take each game one at a time and really focus on their next opponent. For the Citadel, sharp shooters. They're going to look to get shots on cage today. Last matchup, they're pretty successful getting shots, less successful scoring, so we'll look for them to challenge the goalkeeper for Charlotte today.
Chance there on the outside is shot is wide. Now Citadel take in from down towards GLE. It extends out. Another save for Seaman as he is able to push that one aside. Still loose and now finally picked up. And out of bounds is forced are the Bulldogs. Good ride again there for Charlotte. They've proven their physicality so far today. They'll get another clear here. Citadel having a little bit of issues controlling the ball on offense a little bit here. Now taking it up. John Cernava, one of the captains of this team, puts it through. Remember him from last year, if you recall. He had the little bit of a chirp there last year in the final against Coastal Carolina. After a goal, wore a shirt that says, "I hate sand." And he is back for the 49ers, one of the leaders of the team, as there's a flag early coming in for the Bulldogs as this ball gets scooped up eventually. A big fight for it here. And another late flag coming in. So we'll have to see the call. Looked like Eli Meyer was trying to make his way towards the goal.
Might have a push with possession on the first flag. I'm not sure on the second one.
Looked like Christian Gunter is going to get called for the penalty here for Charlotte, or excuse me, the Citadel. By the way, the coach of the Citadel today is Blake McAfee, former Citadel player. Back again at his alma mater. His first year. It'll be a 30-second penalty, by the way. It's actually going to be offsetting penalty, so it'll be 5-on-5 here for just about 30 seconds, as Charlotte might also have a push with possession. McAfee in his first season, and really for the Citadel, as they're a man down right now, this is their first season real back in the MCLA. It's been a while for this crew. Restarted their team in 2008, started coaching back in 2017, and then got things going this year as their first year in the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference, and they're already in the tournament. Speaks to Coach McAfee and how he's been able to coach this team up, getting that second seed in the South. Here is McHugh again. He's held the ball for most of today. Left-handed shot, and it looks like that corralled off of the goaltender Winters and right into the net, and Declan McHugh gets the second for the 49ers.
Great shot by him there. We talked about Citadel did a better job of actually keeping that inside presence, forcing him back to the outside, but he did a great job on that re-dodge. Kind of drew that slide on the initial dodge, was patient, rolled back, protected his stick, saw an opening, took that re-dodge opportunity before the defense could set back up and put it in the goal.
This was a blowout in the first contest, but so far Citadel's held their own, particularly defensively a little bit here, but right now, what have you seen so far from the Citadel that they need to improve early on?
Yeah, I think possession is the big thing here. Coming in as a bit of an underdog, I think possession is just at a premium, especially when you get that ball on offense. Just too many turnovers right now from Citadel. They need to look to settle the ball, give their defense a break.
Another shot coming right off the face.
See, right here is a good opportunity for Citadel to settle that ball, get a good possession.
Andrew Youngblood took that shot, bounced high. For Charlotte, Nick Nedvetsky, the head coach for the 49ers in his fourth season, and man, has he built an excellent program down there in Charlotte.
Absolutely. It looks like they're really building a base and kind of just establishing themselves in the state as a premier lacrosse school. They have some great facilities down there, a great field they're working with. They look great on the field so far, great jerseys, and they're really improving. It's a great team.
Yeah, we were admiring those shooting shirts they had on earlier today as Charlotte made the trip up here to Lynchburg late last night. Both teams on the travel, as there's a shot, another save by Seaman in front. That one mishandled, but out in front goes Henry Hull. Quickly over shot, and a nice save by Winters, getting out of the crease and being able to make that save, and another save by Winters. Big job by the freshman. Turns it over, though, on the clear, and Charlotte will end up getting possession anyway. Winters, a couple of nice saves there, but just couldn't get anybody open.
Citadel with a better possession there, but still kind of settling for a tough shot from the outside. Not a great angle there. Easy save for that Charlotte goalie going the other way. With those saves, you got to look for that transition and also break.
Nice look there by Tyler Nichols. He finds Henry Hull going right to the hole and scoring with ease. And it's a 3-0 lead for the 49ers early.
Two slide there late for Citadel. One side came. Nice pass over to the crease. Easy finish there for Charlotte. Good lacrosse. Look for Citadel to adjust, get that two slide sloughed in a little sooner.
And a timeout here from Coach McAfee. Wants to talk it over here as the Citadel starting to get their feet wet today. All right, so let's talk about what's going on today here at the ALC tournament. This being broadcast with the YouTube stream of Lacrosse TV. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you. We'll be here all day for 10 hours of coverage of the ALC tournament. We start with the Division II game, and obviously we've already got this one underway as the defending champion 49ers leading the Citadel 3-0. And of course, we also have the Division II semifinal coming up later today, the other one, which is a rematch of last year's semifinal between Wake Forest and Coastal Carolina. That should be a really fun game. That'll be facing off at about 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. After that, we have the Division I games, and a lot of people interested in those games because we have a couple of new teams and a couple teams that are part of the old guard. The state of Virginia represented well here in Lynchburg today as Liberty and Virginia Tech. A lot of people seeing them as the favorites in the Division I tournament. But Tennessee and Temple, both newcomers to this tournament, looking for upsets today.
Yeah, it's going to be some great lacrosse. I think Virginia Tech and Liberty coming in are looking to kind of make a name for themselves in this ALC tournament. Temple and Tennessee looking to surprise some people with their skill. I know both teams are very excited to challenge.
We'll have the game between Liberty and Tennessee coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And that'll be followed by Virginia Tech, tied for the #1 ranking in the nation with Georgia Tech, who won the SELC tournament last week. They'll take on Temple in their semifinal game. That'll be at 5:30. One thing that Citadel has done well is Andrew Youngblood at the faceoff position is starting to heat up. He's got a 3-1 lead in faceoffs.
Yeah, that's a way Citadel can really climb their way back into this game and steal some possessions. They're already down 3-0 here, so possessions are going to be at a premium, like we talked about, winning that ball and valuing that ball, getting a good shot on cage like that.
Great shot by their sophomore sensation, Ryan Craig, getting his 25th goal of the year. He's been the scorer for them all season long. Yeah, that was a great finish, getting his hands free. Great cut to the middle of the field, kind of caught his defender sleeping a little bit. Great catch, and again, protected that stick, got his hands free, finished to the opposite side of the cage low. Great shot, great finish. Citadel still staying in this, and a good timeout from Coach McAfee, and it seemed like he had kind of told Youngblood maybe not going straight to the cage on some of these face-off fast breaks, and Youngblood is just owning the face-off circle right now. Another win for him. He's been the story of the game so far. Even though Charlotte is up 3-1, he's keeping the Bulldogs in this game. One of the quickest ways to come back, Dan, is win these face-offs, just generate these possessions. If you can get back-to-back goals, keep winning face-offs like this, you can really build some momentum. One of the things that Coach McAfee wanted to do in this game after the 25-9 throttle that Charlotte put on them last time is they want to play better defensively, but offensively they just wanted to take better shots, and that was one of the better ones from Craig. Craig, a highly touted D3 recruit to some NCAA programs, decided to come to the Citadel instead. As there's another turnover. It's kept alive and scooped up by the Citadel. James Leland able to take that. It's a young team, a lot of freshmen starting today, including the goaltender Winters. Leland, another one of those freshmen. You'll see plenty of them today versus an experienced Charlotte team. And that time fumbled away and collected by Cole Cummings, young man from Glastonbury, Connecticut. One of the better programs up there, the public school level. And a nice clear there, and Charlotte should be able to set up shop here on offense. And they get it to McHugh up top, and they'll get some reinforcements substituted. 3-1 here, Charlotte on top. About 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter here at the ALC tournament, Division II level semifinal. The winner of this tournament goes to Round Rock as the automatic qualifier for the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference. Charlotte did that a year ago, and they made it worth their while, upsetting a number 2 seed as a 15 seed to make it to the second round. The pass inside was off target, and Winters smothers it. Winters seems to be pretty aware of his surroundings here so far. He's had a couple of nice saves, and now collecting that. They just got to get the clear down, right?
Yeah, I think he's played a good game so far. He's made a couple great saves. He's keeping them in this right now.
Craig trying to collect, wasn't able to capture the pass. Now Cummings with a shot and a score! The long pole, Cummings, his third goal of the year, and the versatile long pole gets himself on the board and gets the 49ers a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, we talked about that a little before. On that clear, if you turn over that ball, live ball turnover is going to hurt you a lot more than a dead ball turnover. And when that live ball turnover, if your goalie's out on the field, it's in the middle of the field, they get it going the other way, it's often a goal. That ride is so important and underrated to teams, and Charlotte is dominating on that ride so far. It's given them an advantage.
So many experienced long pole defenders on this team for Charlotte, and Cummings just one of many here that Charlotte likes to deploy. Youngblood winning another face-off here, so 5 face-off wins, and that's a great thing for them, but Citadel is not able to keep possession so far.
I want to see on this possession if Citadel is going to clear through some of those guys. The last couple of possessions, a few of these dodges, the wing guys haven't come through. They're kind of running themselves into some double teams here.
There's Youngblood playing a little bit of offense. Now hands it off to James Leland, freshman on this team.
Yeah, it's going to be important to keep Youngblood fresh for those face-offs, get him some rest on offense from time to time. He's going to be busy today.
Being guarded by Raleigh Houseman. Big man at 6'3", 210. Out of Durham, North Carolina. A lot of North Carolina representation on the Charlotte team, as is to be expected. Inside.
Great topside defense there.
And bad pass leads to a ground ball opportunity for the 49ers, trying to collect it, and now finally picked up here by Leland. 15 seconds on the shot clock, though, for the Bulldogs. They've got to get something off here, as Houseman's just not letting Leland through. Tries to take an underhand shot as he fell down, got it off, and with just 3 seconds on the shot clock, I imagine the Citadel is probably going to throw this away. No, they take an opportunity, and they had somebody in front, but just could not corral it there, and it'll be Charlotte ball.
I did think on that possession, Citadel did a better job of attacking the short stick defenders, kind of finding their matchups. They used the full shot clock, gave their defense a bit of a break, had a couple opportunities, just couldn't stick one in the back of the net, unfortunately.
Nick Bakuda had a chance there right in front of the net, just could not capture the rubber. And now Charlotte be out in front with a 3-goal lead, trying to add to it as we are under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter here on the Lacrosse TV YouTube page. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe live from Lynchburg City Stadium. We'll be here for 10 hours of coverage of the ALC tournament at the Division II and the Division I level. Bowling his way through here. And nice little turn, crossover, and a save by Winters. How about that save as Cole Warnick went right at him. But another big save by Winters. He has been somewhat of a wall today.
Citadel's 6-on-6 defense has been pretty impressive so far. Most of these Charlotte opportunities are coming unsettled situations where they're turning over the ball, like on this clear opportunity. Let's see if they can get it upfield here.
And more ride coming here for Charlotte. They are bothersome. And
there we go again.
Another knocked ball loose here for the 49ers. And Blake Moxham is the one that does it. Loose ball still out. And I don't know if it's going to matter. Yeah, out of bounds, going over to Charlotte as they just could not corral it. And again, Citadel just having problems with their clear. Maybe an opportunity, though, here is a mishandle.
With the way they've been facing off, if they could get that clear upfield, they could really kind of dominate the possession if they could hold the ball.
That time, just threw it across, and trying to get there was Craig. He was not able to do so. Rubber flying around out there, and now finally picked up by Cummings and settled. Long pass upwards, and they get it up the field. I believe this is Bradley Bass, the junior. Had a lot of 50-50 ground balls go the way of the Charlotte 49ers today. Up top, now back inside. Easy opportunity as Jake Axton finds the back of the net. And a nice assist as well from Moxham to get him open.
It's a great little pick there. Offense got top side. Slide came out, nice little feed to the goal. Nice little crafty finish right on the crease. Good finish by Charlotte.
Excuse me, that was Austin Stewart, the transfer from Methodist, with the goal. And another extension of the lead there for Charlotte. Charlotte finally able to win this is Ryan Parody. Quickly off the restart, shot, score! Great shot by Moxham, who just hung out on the wing. And it's a fast break opportunity that is cashed by the 49ers.
One pass, two fast passes, and a finish. Nice execution on that fast break by Charlotte.
Great job by Ryan Parody, getting his second face-off win and going right to the net. Parody, 67% face-off percentage today coming in. He also leads the ALC's tied for first with 90 ground balls, and he wins another one there. Parody replacing Liam Patterson. Excuse me, Mark Altman, who was a third-team All-American face-off specialist last year. And in a long line of great face-off specialists at Charlotte. Trying to get one before the quarter ends here and extend the lead. Pass backside is off target, and with 10 seconds left on the clock here, Charlotte still with an opportunity as they won the race to the ball. Around backhand shot is off target there by John Cernava, and just 3 seconds left here in the quarter. Let's see if McHugh gets a shot off. He does, and another nice save by Winters as that one was humming right towards his feet. And Charlotte will head back to the sideline rather with a 6-1 lead over the Bulldogs of the Citadel. First quarter comes to an end as the 49ers have a 5-goal lead. Send off to Duncan McFadden, trying to spin off his defender. Those D-mids for Charlotte are just tough to get around.
Yeah, it looks like Citadel set up in a 2-3-1 offense, looking to get some dodges from up top on those shorties.
There's a shot taken by Leland that's wide right.
I think that's a smart strategy, actually. If you notice, you got those two D-midi short six up top. I'd probably try to isolate those guys.
Citadel trying to find their matchup. Good look inside by Craig, and that is going to be a goal, just what the doctor ordered for the Bulldogs, as they're able to put one in from the stick of Cameron Krause, the junior.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great pass and a great handle right there. Charlotte really didn't even slide. He wasn't, really threatening to score there, but just a dime pass, great handle, great finish. If anything, the defender there just got to stay on his hands a little bit tighter. See that ball coming in.
A good start for the Bulldogs coming into the second quarter. By the way, it was absolutely dreary this morning, a cloudy, overcast sky. But right as the game began, the sun opened up, and now we have a beautiful, beautiful day. It's going to get up into the upper 70s today here in Lynchburg, so absolutely gorgeous day and gorgeous weekend for lacrosse. Wind is blowing in a little bit, but again, nothing that's going to affect the game too much as Charlotte wins their fourth faceoff of the day. A shot on net, and that one hits pipe as a wind-up shot by Eli Meyer, the transfer from Anderson College.
Very dangerous shot there. Get to the inside. Charlotte needs to keep them out of that inside area.
Another outside shot taken, this time by McHugh, and a lefty shot there that goes wide. And Charlotte trying to pepper Winters here early, trying to keep testing him, crack the code. Had 4 or 5 saves in that first quarter.
Looks like Charlotte is in an open set right now, looking to see if they slide adjacent.
Moving it back up top. It's movement, ball movement, excellent right now from the 49ers. Goes back up top, and that is just off the stick of Meyer. Another opportunity. It's saved by McHugh. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, about 40 seconds. McHugh goes inside, and that pass dropped by Cernava, but recollected. Inside, and again, another drop pass there by Meyer, and the Citadel out and running on this clear. And they're able to get it across the midline successfully. Very nice job there by Peter Monaco, the freshman. Inside opportunity and collected it, but looks like coming down was Jake Diebenport, came awkwardly on his leg. Came up a little bit hobbled, but seems to be all right. And that's a good possession defensively for the Bulldogs now to try to get back in this game. Movement down low from some of the up high midfielders.
Good D from Charlotte there. Taking away that inside.
Leland could not get around his defender, Sean McCarty, who's a transfer from Florida Southern. Now inside pass, shot, score! What an opportunity! And a finish by Duncan McFadden as he gets the shot there. Cam Krause on the assist, and all of a sudden the Citadel has worked their way back into this contest.
Great ball movement by Citadel there. 2 slide is a little bit late. He's got to anticipate that 1 slide coming a little bit early to get there on his hands. Good finish by Citadel, and don't count him out of the game here. Face off can really equalize things. If you win a couple of these in a row, stick a couple in the back of the net, it could be an even tighter game before Charlotte gets the ball back. Let's see if they can get it here.
Charlotte implementing a different face-off. Craig Bowman here out of Wilmington, North Carolina, is now at the face-off dot, trying to counter what Youngblood's been able to do. Still loose in the Charlotte end, and now finally picked up here by the 49ers, and then immediately turned over. And the Citadel, all of a sudden, people that thought this was going to be a blowout have been sorely mistaken. Citadel is in it. They are alive. They are well, and they are playing well here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it might sound simple, but if you have the ball, the other team can't score.
And Craig with a backhanded shot.
Especially in the second quarter, Citadel coming out pretty hot, doing a good job possessing that ball, keeping it on their offensive end, making Charlotte work.
Also haven't seen Cody Seaman in a lot of action today. All the shots that Citadel has taken, most of them have gone in or have been wide. So Seaman hasn't had a lot of opportunity to get the ball in his stick, as that one just goes right through the attackman's stick. And that's a costly turnover there for the Bulldogs. moving it up are the 49ers. It's Aiden Terry getting it across the midline, and Charlotte going to reset so far. What can they do on this possession to finally get their first goal of the second quarter?
I think valuing that ball, again, I've said this before, but I think ball movement, I think from that last possession, they did a really nice play. They went open set, forced that defense to communicate they're going to slide adjacent. Then they had a lot of action, went to a 1-4-1, had some guys come into the crease, made that defense communicate that they were going to have to slide from the crease at that point. Had a lot of people moving and got a good look on Cage, just hit the pipe. It's a good possession. If they run that again, I think they'll get a good look.
Trying to leverage out now, skip pass. Cross, that gets somebody open. Now back behind X. Shot left-handed and bouncing into the net. Henry Hole again. Excellent ball movement again from the 49ers.
Again, unselfish play from Charlotte. It's a great bounce shot to the opposite corner. Nearly impossible for a goalie to stop that.
Austin Stewart will be credited with the assist, but man, a couple of skip passes, and then instead of taking that shot down low near the crease, they got it behind to X for Stewart, and he was able to find Hole to get the Charlotte 49ers back on track here as a face-off victory there for the 49ers again. And Cernava thought about taking a shot there, but thought better of it, and now Charlotte can set up shop again. Moxon got it back up top to Declan McHugh, who's been doing a lot of the ball handling today. McHugh, a first-team all-conference midfielder last year, and a third-team All-American, and not sure if there was a crease violation or what happened there, but Charlotte with a turnover.
Looks like Citadel there made a little bit of an adjustment, putting their short stick on the crease, getting him to slide, getting their poles on the outside, trying to challenge that Charlotte shot.
Unfortunately, they turn it over on that clear as they were not able to find Xander Murray in the middle of the field. So again, back on defense go the Bulldogs.
We've talked about it, but I think that's the biggest differentiator between the two teams right now is the ride and clear is really making a big difference in possession.
Citadel wants to get back into this game. They have to value that ball.
And on the Citadel ride, they're kind of just falling back a lot of the time. They're not really challenging a lot of their Charlotte players on the defensive side of the field.
Charlotte playing a little tic-tac-toe. Shot off of the drive there. It was Eli Meyer with a shifty move. And the 49ers have extended their lead to 5.
Great finish there, keeping his feet moving. Great C-cut. One of the things I tell my kids is do not catch the ball flat-footed. Right there, he kept his feet moving, caught it, separated from that defender, got his hands free, stuck it opposite side. Great finish.
For the kids watching at home, and I know, George, you are a high school coach at Salem High School in the Roanoke area.
That's
so with the kids at home watching today, what can they learn from some of these players, even at the MCLA level?
Yeah, I think some of the intensity that they play with on the field and the focus, when they're between the lines, they're hustling. They're on those ground balls. I mean, you see the difference on the ride and the clears. Some of those specialties are really the difference makers in the games. You're seeing Charlotte come out here and really take some pride in their ride with their attack, and it's making a huge difference getting them opportunities on the offensive end. Attackmen at the younger level have some pride in that ride, really go after that ball, and you can see what it does for you.
Craig tried to get inside, and it was Cole Cummings who was physical, and he didn't quite get the shot off that he wanted to, and Seaman handles it fine. Cummings with a really long pass out there that corrals off of the stick of one of his teammates, and now it's a loose ball fight here as Houseman couldn't come up with it, and now it's all the way back down the other side of the field and recollected by the 49ers.
And Citadel actually did ride that, and they got the ball back off a ride, off a forced pass, and then they immediately give it away there.
Well, McHugh is going to have it. Now to Moxham, long shot opportunity, and it's wide to the left and backed up by the Citadel. So Charlotte maybe not happy from the bench as Coach Navosky about that shot, and now the Citadel can clear it. They got to get out quick as Moxham did a nice job of recovering, and there's an offsides penalty as now Moxham is just going to go anyway to get an extra defender. Shot, slow bouncer, goes over the net, but with Moxham's offside penalty, that'll give the Bulldogs an opportunity here, man up.
Like you mentioned there, I think Charlotte's coach was a little bit frustrated with a couple turnovers on those last couple possessions. Value that ball. This is a good opportunity for Charlotte to really separate themselves, not let Citadel back in the game if they can get that possession.
Well, man-up opportunity here for the Citadel to get things back, just kind of hanging around, down 5 goals, but it's been as close as 3. Just trying to stay in as long as they possibly can here. As there's a wicked shot. Wow. What a shot by Davenport, the sophomore. Right bar down over the shoulder of Seaman. And it is a 8-4 game.
You said it, Dan. I mean, that was a lightning quick release on that shot. I don't think the goalie was even really prepared to see that. His hands are still low, didn't have him up. I think he was a little bit screened by that defender. Great quick release, great shot there.
Coach McAfee's talked about Davenport, his 16th goal of the year. He's a great shooter, a slippery guy, and excellent outside shot. He proved it right there.
And that release is quick.
Quick movement off the fast break and a big shot taken there underneath. And a turnover created by the Citadel. As that one, Cernava knocked down, didn't know he knocked it down, and then recollected. So Bulldogs, nice couple of defensive possessions there, and now it looks like we're going to see a timeout, more than likely, coming up from Blake McAfee and the Bulldogs. We'll take our first break here on Lacrosse TV. The score, UNC Charlotte 8, the Citadel 4. Come on back right here to Lynchburg. Back here in Lynchburg, Virginia, at Lynchburg City Stadium, site of the 3rd annual Atlantic Lacrosse Conference Tournament. Dan Zampano and George Revercombe here with you all weekend long as we crown 2 champions this weekend, one of the Division II and one of the Division I level of the MCLA tournament on the road to Round Rock. That'll take place May 8th through the 13th, the MCLA National Tournament. Citadel up with, a man up rather, and a shot already put right into the chest of Cody Seaman. He makes the save after Blake Moxham had a penalty for offsides, a technical penalty. And now the clear for Charlotte. A little sloppy here. Another check, but they finally do corral it here. Not quite done yet. Now McHugh finally settles. And Charlotte will get the possession. So opportunity missed there for the Citadel after that timeout off the turnover.
Looks like Citadel might have dropped into a zone here.
Maybe trying to mix it up against this Charlotte.
Yeah, it looks
offense.
like a zone.
Not letting them get inside.
I think that's a smart move here. We'll see if Charlotte's got some good shooters there. Let's see if they can challenge from the outside.
Still moving that ball around. Here's McHugh. Shot scored, just as you said. A difficult shot to defend, and the lefty puts one home to extend the lead.
And that's unfortunately a little bit what you're going to give up in that zone is some of these outside shots. He got a little tight in there. You got to get into his hands. If that good of a shooter gets that tight in. Good finish from Charlotte. See if Citadel runs that zone again. I might stick to it, just adjust a little bit. Don't overreact.
Winters has had a good game, but that time McHugh just too fast for the stick of Winters. Declan McHugh, as we said. Remember last year he tore his calf in the ALC final, so he is described as Coach Nedvesky as a man on a mission, on a revenge tour.
And that's a painful, long injury to come back from. Dedication, hard work.
Craig has seen the ball on the inside a lot, but he's suffered a lot of physicality from those defenders. They are crashing down on him. They know his threat, and now all of a sudden, Charlotte out with Owen Schaefer, their LSM. Shot on goal is smothered there by Winters. A big-time save. They needed that badly. And now a long clear out, but just too far out of the reach of the midfielder. And another turnover here on that clear for the Bulldogs.
That quick clear is not a horrible idea, just to get ahead, get one of those middies ahead of that Charlotte ride before they can really get set up. Just got to be a good pass and create some separation there. Letting that Charlotte ride set up there, they've been pretty successful.
Charlotte seems a lot a lot more calm right now on these clears, as their depth is starting to get into the game, and that's a difficult thing for the Citadel, I'm sure, to deal with fresh bodies coming in for the 49ers.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Scott and Citadel in trouble with their clear sometimes, like I mentioned. Instead of getting up and out really quick, they're kind of subbing a little bit slowly.
McHugh has got the cannons ready and fires again. And another goal for Declan McHugh, putting the 49ers up by 6.
And I think Declan might like that spot. Same spot on the field. Great shot there.
And for Citadel, what can they do to defend that? I mean, do you stick some different type of defender out on McHugh on the wing, or what do you like to do?
I mean, it looks like they're not really closing out quite quick enough. Sometimes they're spacing on the field. It looks like Citadel might be a little bit tight. They need to expand that defense out a little bit much. Obviously, expanding it, you're going to get run by a little easier, but it needs to be expanded out enough that they're not getting their hands free that close to the goal. Getting into those hands of the shooter is going to be important.
Youngblood with another face-off win. He's been one of the bright spots today for the Citadel. Again, coming in with a losing record of 3-5, but they play harder than their record indicates. But man, John Cernava just put a great check on there. Somehow Citadel was able to corral it again. And Craig on the ground again, just not able to keep his feet right now. Undersized player and really, really good shot, good attackman, but he's suffering the wrath of some of these larger defenders.
Yeah, and I think Citadel needs to do a job helping out their long stick there. That's frustrating as the long stick coming down the field. All the attacks just kind of looking at him while he gets jumped there. They need a V-cut, kind of separate, help their pole, get the ball out of his stick into theirs so they can settle it. Looks like Citadel's in their 2-3-1.
Now setting up Craig now on one of the wings. Cummings has had an excellent game so far, both in the clear and on defense, shutting down Craig. Here's Leland. When they get down the alley, he has not a lot of room, and that one deflected off of Cummings' helmet and will go out of bounds, and Citadel set up shop again.
Good inside roll there to get back to the inside.
And there's Cummings again with the anticipation, catching the attackman sleeping on that pass, and again, Craig on the ground. Cummings just not let him go anywhere, and Craig will maintain possession. It's got to be frustrating for him at some time here. We're going to turn and shoot. Kind of shuffle passes it back out to his teammate. Debenport, who had a wicked shot earlier, trying to get his hands loose, can't. Goes to the middle, trying to find his teammate Leland, and that's a turnover, and quickly back come the 49ers. See a fast break opportunity, goes right to the net, and a save by Winters. Saves the bacon for the Bulldogs.
Citadel with a slow slide there. Smart didn't come to the guy, didn't leave those attackmen who they're pretty dangerous. Good save by the goalie.
Long pass right at the stick of Schaefer, just picks that off. Another, just the clear has just been brutal today for the Bulldogs trying to figure it out. Charlotte just has their number right now on the rides and clears, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout from the 49ers as we get set to finish up this second half. We'll take a short break here. Oh, excuse me. We actually will stand by as the 49ers getting set for the final minute 37 of this second quarter right now, is coming in as the defending champions. Right now leading 10-4. As we said, we will have coverage for you right here on YouTube's page of Lacrosse TV all weekend long, with Division II semifinals kicking off our coverage. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you. Can actually see some fans in the stands gathered here, just a couple, an early morning, and actually already seeing the Coastal Carolina team up in the stands as well, as they are getting set for their semifinal game coming up at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The battle their arch nemesis, Wake Forest, coming up at 12:30. And then again, we will have The Division I semifinals at 3 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. scheduled Eastern Time. Liberty in Tennessee kicking things off at 3, and then the defending ALC champion Virginia Tech Hokies, the #1 team in the MCLA, tied with Georgia Tech. They'll take on the Temple Owls. That game coming up at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Charlotte about to get set to close out this final minute 37. Not quite enough time to have a full shot clock, but if they do get a shot on cage or save and pop out, they should be able to hold it for the final possession. Up top here to Meyer. Question mark shot. Smothered by his defender. Now inside, shot, score! That is Jacob Mooney, who was found there by Meyer, as Mooney able to score his 18th goal of the year. He's made the transition this year from attack to midfield and gets on the board with a score on the inside right in front of Winters. Meyer with his second point today, has a goal and an assist. As right out of that timeout, Coach Nedvetsky able to cook something up for his 49er squad. Parity wins that one off the face, 11-4 as we are in the final minute, and Parity wins it, and Coach Nedvetsky is going to take another timeout to try and get another goal here for the 49ers, as they were successful doing that just a few moments ago, George.
Yeah, you can't take them with you, and drew up a great play and finished last time, so you might as well.
Well, we're at the point now where we're kind of in a similar spot we were in the first game between these two in the regular season. That was a 25-9 victory, and right now, my math does me correct, which I think I have at least a third-grade education. It's 22-8 pace right now for the 49ers. They are continuing to rip through their ALC schedule.
Yeah, Charlotte just with the offense is looking really good, just generating a lot of extra possession like we talked about with that ride and with that clear, just not turning the ball over.
This is a team that comes into the game with an 8-2 record. Losses to only Florida Gulf Coast, one of the better teams in the MCLA, and then they lost to a Division I team and North Carolina State. So in their conference, they just have been dominating. They've scored 20 goals in 4 games this year out of their 10. They are just a high-flying, high-powered offense.
Yeah, their unselfishness with the ball has really stood out to me. That and that quick release on that shot, really getting hot right now before the half. Let's see if they can add another.
In fact, they scored 20 goals against both yours and my alma mater, Appalachian State and Southern Connecticut State. So really sticking it to us there is Coach Nedvetsky. Final minute of the first half.
Another sweep here by Charlotte.
Trying to extend the lead. Shot pipe hit there by Eli Meyer. It bounces back out. Still 30 seconds left. His shot clock should be off now. Another shot goes wide as Winter's best friend, the pipe, was able to save him from certain disaster.
See if they run that pick sweep play again with that crease guy kind of sloughing down to that near side. That's been successful for them the past couple times.
15 seconds on the clock. Trying to roll inside. Finding his shot and opportunity. And the score. And Tyler Nichols gets his name on the score sheet, doing it by himself.
That's a goal for
Too
UNC
easy for the offense there right there, getting topside. If you're a short stick midi there, you got to stay on top of that defender, force him back behind the goal, or at least back to his outside. Good roll there to kind of fake like he was going back, but got to kind of keep that topside discipline with your feet. He got caught kind of coming underneath. Good roll up top by that Charlotte defender. Good easy finish with a goal. With
11 seconds left here in the first half, Charlotte has got a stranglehold now on their lead, 12-4. After this was pretty competitive midway through the second quarter, Charlotte's dominated from the midway point on, as the clock is going to run out with a Charlotte face-off victory, as it ends up being tied in the face-off department. After a dominant performance by Andrew Youngblood in the first quarter, Charlotte's figured out a formula to his face-off duties. It is 12-4. Charlotte is on top of the Citadel here at halftime. And George, what are both teams saying to each other in the locker room?
I think if you're Charlotte, you're really happy with the way that quarter ended. The last couple minutes of that quarter, Charlotte held the ball the entire time. They won a couple face-offs, stuck a couple goals, stuck a couple balls in the back of the net. I'm just going to be preaching more of that, more execution, holding that ball, winning those face-offs, taking advantage of the defense. From Citadel's side, I think you need to continue to win those face-offs to generate opportunities, and also continue to win the ball upfield on those clears, kind of giving your offense a chance. It's hard to win a game if you don't give yourself those clearing opportunities. If you're down, say 15 possessions just off clears and rides alone, it's a lot more opportunity for the other team to score. And when Charlotte's a talented team like they are on offense and they move the ball that unselfishly, you're going to run into a lot of trouble.
We'll come back for the second half here in Lynchburg. The score at halftime, the Charlotte 49ers 12 and the Citadel Bulldogs 4. Come on back here on Lacrosse TV. Back here at Lynchburg City Stadium as the start of the second half has gotten underway between Charlotte and the Citadel. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you as we show you the tail end of the semifinal game between the 49ers and the Bulldogs. Right now, Charlotte a commanding 12-4 lead.
There's that play again.
Yeah, they almost extended it right there. We've seen that slip dodge right there, trying towards the crease for the 49ers. Work really nicely for them so far as they forced a turnover on the first Citadel possession of the second half.
I'd love to see Citadel jump up in front of that pick.
Oh, beautiful backhand shot by Cernava. Goes in, and the celly to boot. And nobody really knew if that shot went in or not, but looks like it did.
Yeah, I don't even know if he knew that shot went in until he saw it at the goal. Nice finish there. A little backhanded, right-handed shot, it looked like.
For Cernava, that is his 15th goal of the year. Coming back, he is team president of this Charlotte 49er club. And there he is again off the face-off win. And another quick shot and the score. Wow, what a howitzer that one was as they lined it up quickly and got the goal. That's Blake Moxham again. He now has a hat trick.
As good of a shot that was, also a great feed. He had his right up to his shooting pocket, right up by his head. He didn't have to catch it low and bring his hands high or anything. Caught that thing high, ripped it out of his stick real fast, barely gave the goalie a chance to react. Great catch, great quick finish on Cage there.
Quickest 2 points John Cernava will ever have right there. Goes off and scores the backhander and then right off the face.
And you had the attackman like that one.
Right.
Hanging out right there. Shooter's dream.
Moxham is one of the better offensive weapons in the conference. This is a very nice job there on defense for Charlotte. And if they force a turnover.
If you're Citadel there, again, if your pole has the ball there, it looks like Charlotte's kind of expanding out on those shorties, making it hard, kind of jumping that pole. This attackman for Citadel really got to help him out there. Really work to get open.
That was the freshman Braden Stantz with a beautiful move out of Wakefield High School in Raleigh. Ball loose in front, now collected, and a shot and a score, and Tyler Nichols adds to the scorer's sheet as well. And this has been just an excellent start for the 49ers to begin the second half.
There's loose balls in front of the cage. You got to be able to get that ball out of there really fast. I mean, even if you're clearing out bodies, if it's a loose ball, you got to be able to get that thing out. Too easy there for Charlotte to pick it up. Doesn't give the goalie a chance. Second half, goalie hasn't had much of a chance. First half, he made some pretty good saves, but hasn't really had an opportunity to do that in the second.
And Ryan Parody going to collect this one now as it looks like Charlotte's found their answer to Andrew Youngblood.
And again, Citadel with, I think, a by design kind of slow slide on that break, not wanting to leave those attackmen for that easy shot as we've seen in the past, kind of trying to make that midi make a decision, maybe take the shot himself.
Been kind of a combination of Parody and Craig Bowman, the sophomore. Both have had plenty of opportunities at the face-off dot and taken advantage of them. It's led to a lot of fast breaks and a 15-4 lead out in front for the 49ers as they look to get back to the ALC final. Championship Sunday tomorrow. Question is, will there be a rematch versus Coastal Carolina? or will it be Wake Forest, who gave them a real scare earlier in the regular season? Right now they seem to have a stranglehold on this game, but you never know. Could always turn the tide sooner. As another turnover on a clear there, but a drop pass will lead to a turnover for Charlotte. So out in front go the Bulldogs as they look to move quickly down the field, and that was a big check that's going to force another turnover on the clear. Just not aware necessarily of the surroundings there for the Bulldogs.
Charlotte again doing a good job of pressuring that pole as he advances it into the offensive end, making things difficult. And if you're Charlotte, you got to be thinking no live ball turnovers. Don't give them anything easy. Good long possession here. Keep that pedal on the keep the foot on the gas.
You can see Citadel trying to get some breathers for some different defenders and D mids, and it's tough. Just not quite the depth that Charlotte has in the game, but they continue to fight.
It's another reason that zone might be a little attractive to them. Might save their legs a little bit more.
Declan McHugh working it around down low to Nichols. Nichols fires, and that looked like it went off the face mask of Winters.
And again, Citadel electing to put a short stick on the crease there for the slide. It's got some pros and cons.
Now another clear here, opportunity for Winters. He's got to get it over, and he does, but it's too high for Craig. And now the clears are really starting to just not be there for Citadel. It hasn't been the strength all game for them, but now here in the second half, it's really prevalent, as they could have got an offsides penalty there on the ride, and the official did not throw the flag.
And that Charlotte zone ride is sometimes just sitting back waiting for Citadel, seeing if they can make that tight pass, thread the needle. So far they haven't been able to.
Beautiful move and shot and finish for Blake Moxham. Spun his defender like a top and then fired a shot stick side and got it in anyway. And that's the fourth goal of the game for Moxham. He is dominating today.
Great job getting his defender off balance there. We talk about on defense staying balanced. Even if you're going to throw those takeaway checks, you need to be balanced. If you overextend and really get on your toes on those takeaway checks, one of those quick offensive guys is going to make a move, go the opposite direction, and stick it on the back of the goal. Great job there reading the defender, getting him on his toes, leaning the opposite direction, and then getting his hands free on that rollback. It's a great shot to the opposite side of the cage.
Moxham transfer from Lincoln Memorial University. Coach Nezbetsky has talked about him, just a guy that just does everything right, is never satisfied. He has grown a lot, includes his teammates and his coaches. He talks with a mindset that elevates everyone around him. Just the scoring leader, yes, but also a team leader as well, as Cernava playing some good defense there. Again, leads the league in assists, goals, and points per game, does Moxham. And he is likely to be an all-conference attackman, as those announcements will take place between the two semifinal games. The all-conference selections for the Division II level. And a drop pass there, and let's see, frustration probably on the minds now of the Bulldogs. Just trying to collect has just been a chore. Cernava picks it up. He runs right at the cage, hits the post, and that one bounces all the way back to the midline. And it's going to be offsides.
It's an over and back.
Over and back.
No,
well, they signaled over and back, but it looked like it was just that the Citadel was offsides there. So again, opportunity gone again, as looked like Kraus just barely over the line, according to the official.
For Citadel there, just hang out back there, just lift that defender's stick and get that over and back call. It's an easy possession.
8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Charlotte a commanding 16-4 lead here in Lynchburg. Meyer.
Starting that dodge very deep. I'd like to see Citadel extend up on that box a little bit more. If he gets his hands free that low, he's going to score.
Tom did get his hands free. He was looking for his teammate Mooney, but it got knocked down in front. Now, McHugh. Quick shot and a quick trigger and a quick score. Oh, wow. Did not expect him to shoot that shot the way he did, but it was almost like a no-look shot, or at least a half-look shot. Maybe he was shooting with one eye open, but the marksman is on target for McHugh, and that is his 4th of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that is a dangerous release. I mean, when it comes out of your stick that quickly, it's extremely hard for a goalie to track it. He's also doing a good job keeping his stick and his hands kind of behind his body before he snaps that stick and ball out. And when he does that, the goalie can't see his stick or to really kind of track that ball until the last second. I mean, great deceptive shot coming up the wing there.
Deceptive is the key word on that, as McHugh and Moxham going off here in this semifinal.
And those subtleties to your shot are huge. I mean, even these wide open shots, a little dip in the head, a little raise of the arm, trying to get that goalie a little off balance before you shoot, it's going to take you a long way.
Well, here's Craig. He's had a frustrating day. Cole Cummings has been all over him. He has 1 goal and 1 assist so far, and now he's going to take his opportunity. Spins back inside, shot with the left hand, and it's going to go wide, and he'll run it back and get the possession here. As Citadel just looking for any goal at this point.
Nice little question mark dodge there. Let's see if he can climb a little bit higher to free up some more space on that rollback.
Here is Kraus, the junior, up top. Again, Citadel having trouble even just passing and catching from a technical standpoint in the second half.
Good clear through there from Citadel.
Trying to find a space is Leland. Now back over to his teammate. Is a long shot opportunity that might have just barely skimmed the top bar there.
If you're Citadel here, you're down 13, you got to be thinking shots on cage in these possessions. You can't have too many of these possessions without getting shots on cage. At least challenge that goalie.
The officials stop play for a moment, either to signal for a new shot clock or possibly talk to a couple of players or engaging in some extracurriculars on the field. And they will reset the shot clock. They initially reset the shot clock, and now the officials say, no, 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 back to 19 on the clock. Inside pass is off target. Leland fighting for it, and now it comes out and repossessed by the Bulldogs. Long shot that hits his defender. That's going to be felt in the morning, I'm sure.
Got a short time on the shot clock.
As Nicholas Cruz took that one right off the body, and there's just not enough time to get a shot off, and it'll be a change of possession. So good defensive possession there by the 49ers, as that's a long outlet pass that goes over Longstick's head, but recollected by Declan McHugh, and now Charlotte can set their offense up again. How aggressive do you be as a Bulldog defense here? You're down by 13 and need to get the ball back quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last game of the year, so I think you're going to obviously need to extend out. It's dangerous against this Charlotte team who can move the ball so quickly. You're going to be left in positions, but you're also going to have to challenge for the ball to get that possession back at this point.
Good defense in the middle there. Is now an open opportunity shot that is saved by Winters and then knocked out of the air and back into the stick of Declan McHugh. He's got an open man. It's Moxham. No look pass across. Shot. Score! Tyler Nichols. The third hat trick for the 49ers. And it comes in an unsettled spot, but resettled in by McHugh, and then a flashy pass by Moxham leads to the Nichols goal.
Yeah, great pass by Moxham there, really looking off the defender. With those helmets on, sometimes you can even look at where you're going to throw it. If you just turn your head, a lot of times people see where that helmet is faced, where it's turned, and you can still have your eyes on the target. Get that defense to move out of position, then zing that pass in there. Great finish.
Youngblood, the last couple of face-offs, has found his groove again, and Citadel in the lead in that category.
And you see here, when Charlotte plays that man defense, they're extended up to about the 30-yard line or so, top of that box line when they're playing defense, kind of engaging those guys early. A lot of times Citadel's kind of starting that defense around the 20, 22-yard line, kind of giving Charlotte those opportunities to make that dodge with one little move, get their hands free too deep.
Craig.
Good topside defense.
Had his hand extended maybe just for a moment, trying to do anything to get around Cummings. He got a shot off, and that time it was wide, but a penalty coming up on Cole Cummings here, and it might be a push with possession that is going to get caught with.
And for the most part, that was a pretty good defensive possession for Charlotte, keeping that topside defense, rolling him back. Good job by the offense to kind of keep battling there, draw a slash or a push, see if Citadel can capitalize here.
Sounds like it's going to be a 1-minute penalty.
Might be a slash. Might have got him in the helmet a little bit there.
So Cummings will take a knee in the box. If there's ever an opportunity for the Citadel, this is it.
Citadel's going to start in a 3-3.
Just back and forth. Charlotte extending that defense pretty far out for being man down. And it works out as the ball is now loose, and no penalty called there. Recollected, and now Charlotte off and running. Passed inside, and that one was too far inside as Winters had a great opportunity to snap there. How about Sean McCarty getting a run in as a defender? But ball goes back over to the Citadel, still with time on the penalty.
And like you kind of mentioned there, Charlotte with a little bit of an extension there on their man-down defense. You've seen that more kind of at the college and high school level lately, just trying to get into their hands and slow down that ball reversal, which sometimes is problematic. Kind of, press out on there, see if you can take a little bit more time to make that guy move the ball, see if you can force some sort of turnover like you did there. Good job by Charlotte.
Owen Schaefer collecting that one.
That's all by design.
Penalty is still on, but the Citadel, typically you do see some double teams when you're man up on defense, and you're not really taking too many chances here with the score the way it is, as now it looks like that penalty is about to expire.
And again, we see that Citadel defense kind of playing man, starting more at the 25. And what I mean when that happens is you're so close to the goal and you take that dodge, sometimes it takes a step or two to get away from the guy, and it takes a little bit of time for that defender to close that gap. If you kind of make that at the 30, you have time to kind of recover on a guy. If he makes that move at the 20, his hands are free at the 20, and it's, he's going to get that shot off like he could right here.
Pass inside to Bass is too far to the left, and a turnover here for the 49ers.
And if you're Charlotte, I mean, you still don't want to see that. You want to keep improving. I know the coach is going to demand his players are still going to, play this third quarter, this fourth quarter the way he would want them to play the first and second. Any turnover, any unforced turnover especially is something that they don't want to see.
Another tough pass there on the clear for the Bulldogs. It has been a journey for them, as they did not know whether they were going to be playing in this tournament or not, but they do end up getting in, and in their first year in the ALC, that's an impressive feat, especially even at the MCLA level, and working through all the things with COVID, especially at this club level. It is difficult to get things organized. Craig was able to get the ball out of the stick of Cummings, comes back and has it stripped away. Recollected, shot opportunity is bounced, and it's going to go wide.
And I know we talked about this earlier, Dan, but I was also mentioning just how cool Citadel's home field is, actually. They play at that football stadium, big concrete spot, kind of like we're in today. It's a lot of fun to go play there.
It's got a lot of character, no question about that, down at the military college. As turnover here. In fact, we also mentioned it and heard from Coach McAfee, at the club level, as Siemens trying to collect it here to try to get it clear off, at the club level, teams are not permitted to travel during finals week, and we know a lot of teams taking finals right now. Well, actually get special permission from the military college to be able to travel for this game. So the school was able to grant that request, and obviously very proud of what the lacrosse program, even at the club level, has produced over the years. Got a rich history. Has started back in the 70s and into the early 90s, came back and then went away for a while, came back and was there in 2008, as Coach McAfee alluded to, and he came back in 2017 to kind of restart things back up. It's kind of been up and down, and obviously at club lacrosse level, things happen that way for certain programs here and the other. I'm sure you understand that playing at this level, that it happens, but they've been a great representative in their first year here in the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference.
These kids are going to fight to the end. Tough kids. They're in shape. I mean, they're doing 6 a.m. wake-ups a lot of the time to stay in shape at this military school. So, they're going to keep battling no matter what the score is.
Shot goes off the pipe. And they had to reset the shot clock there. Down low to Nichols.
And if you're Charlotte here, I think you're looking for maybe the last shot of the half. Maybe start this offense with about 25, 20 seconds left, or maybe a little sooner.
Shot inside McHugh, and the penalty to boot as Declan McHugh knifed his way towards the crease and ends up with his 5th goal of the day.
Great job on Charlotte getting some action on the crease. With 2 crease guys like that, a lot of times they'll exchange or kind of switch spots on that dodge, kind of timing it up. You'll get that one side kind of coming off or some confusion off one of those guys. And with that replacement, a lot of the times it's hard for that 2 slide to really find which guy is coming where. Creating some confusion in the middle of the field there, and it's a nice, easy finish by Charlotte.
Slashing penalty on the Citadel will put them man down. And already down 19-4 as we have about 34 seconds left here in the third quarter.
I know you mentioned last time Charlotte won the game fairly comfortably. They scored a lot, but they also did give up a fair amount of goals. I'm sure they're preaching, to their defense, trying to get ready for the next game, finish off this game strong. They don't want to give up any extra goals. They don't have to.
Something to build off for next year, I'm sure, is going to be this face-off. As Youngblood has just been very, very good today, doing it by himself.
And what year is Youngblood again, Dan?
He is a junior.
So he'll be back next year. That's great for them.
Pass inside. Craig hits the pipe. Actually hit the bar up top, as that was a rare opportunity for him to get a shot. And that will do it, as a firework shot will end the third quarter. The score after 3, Charlotte 19, the Citadel 4. We'll come on back to Lynchburg, Virginia at the D2 semifinals of the ALC tournament right here on Lacrosse TV. Back here for the fourth quarter of the Division II semifinal matchup between the Charlotte 49ers and the Bulldogs of the Citadel here at the ALC tournament. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you all weekend long, in the first of 4 matchups today, and then Championship Sunday tomorrow. We'll crown 2 champions and send them on their way to Round Rock as the automatic qualifiers at the Division I and Division II level of the ALC. A hot corner steamer right there. For Charlotte, it's Blake Moxham again.
That's another goal for UNC.
And that's just fun for Blake. That's just at the shooting range, time and room, just ripping that to the opposite corner like you practice in your backyard.
Moxham from Hopedale, Massachusetts, and is a junior this year, as we talked about. Transferred over from Lincoln Memorial, as we said. Just absolutely firecracker with that shot, and continues to do it as the leading goal scorer in the ALC. Adds another one and is now just one away from a 40-goal season, as inside movement to the net ends up with a turnover for the Citadel, as Cummings got crashed into there.
Yeah, kind of an awkward fall there. I'm glad they're okay.
Youngblood went right at it. One of the bright spots today for the Citadel at the face-off dot. And now we go to the clear.
And again, Citadel with the sub is just leaving those guys wide open on the clear, not even really challenging Charlotte on that. Meanwhile, Charlotte is really running a zone ride when they're riding right now, just kind of forcing Citadel to move the ball, waiting back there, just challenging them to move the ball past midfield in 20 seconds. Kind of obviously giving them a lot of issues with that.
You can see some new faces coming in for Charlotte as another attack line comes in. As that one pass goes all the way through, almost a turnover there, but recollected. Up at the top. Big hit there, but survived in by Cole Warnick. Down low, shot, score! Another goal here, and that's McHugh again, and McHugh's having a career day. 6 goals on the day for Declan McHugh.
Again, clinic by Charlotte here. One thing I always tell my kids when I'm coaching is you draw that slide and make 2 passes and a shot, good things are going to happen there. Gets upfield, draws that slide, rolls back and makes 1 pass, a quick pass to the second guy unselfishly coming above the cage and a shot, and they put it in the back of the net.
McHugh has now tied his game high in goals scored for his MCLA career. Had 6 in their last game against App State, and then had 6 against Elon as well earlier this season. As there's another face-off win for Youngblood. And the Citadel, another opportunity. Down 21-4, but still, like we said, going to fight through it. Coming back from behind cage, looking for an opportunity. Inside, shot by Craig, saved there. As Charlotte has now deployed the backup goalie.
And that was a good opportunity from Citadel there, showing something a little bit different, taking a dodge from behind against a short stick. I think that's a good idea, you know.
Here's another good idea. Get the ball to Blake Moxham. 40th goal on the year for Moxham, as an easy fast break opportunity converts the 22nd goal for the 49ers.
And I'm going to say it again, what I'm really impressed with, I mean, these finishes are all great with Moxham there, is that this is a lightning fast release. It gets out of his stick so fast. He does a good job hiding that stick, and when he decides when he's going to shoot it, it comes out fast. He doesn't give the defense a lot of time to react. He doesn't give the goalie a lot of time to react. Great job.
One of the few guys not from North Carolina, New England born and bred.
Lacrosse hotbed up there.
Absolutely. As some like to call it Laxachusetts for those Massachusetts players. As a turnover there for Charlotte. He's going to get it out. By the way, the new goaltender today is Isaac Aquarulo, the freshman from Cary, North Carolina. Playing in another game this season, as he's seen some action there as Craig.
Kind of like you mentioned with Massachusetts, we talked about earlier, Charlotte's also doing a good job as a region of really growing the game. Yeah. The high school lacrosse down there is getting very competitive.
And there's Craig finally getting one to go. First time he scored since the first quarter. Gets his 2nd goal of the day, and that's the first goal since early in the 2nd quarter for the Bulldogs, as they're trying to finish up strong here with their 5th goal.
And again, that was something a little different from what we've seen, dodging from behind. A lot of their offense previously is coming from up top. Charlotte's done a good job against this. They're kind of trying to challenge those pulls from behind now, having a little bit of success. Last couple possessions generated a couple looks, no matter what the score is. You know, that's what you want to see as a coach for Citadel.
Ball kicked out and scramble for it, and once again the Citadel with another victory on these face-offs, but now can't clear it as they're in the wrong end. And see, it's going to be a loose ball push coming up here as the referee's going to stop it, and frustration starting to take way for the Citadel as Peter Monaco took a hit there. Wasn't too pleased about it.
And Citadel, again, sometimes on these subs, kind of doing themselves a disservice, kind of subbing a little bit early, leaving their guy over there kind of out to dry on the other side of the field.
Craig Bowman laid the hit out, and Coach McAfee not pleased about it with the officials as he comes back and gets back to the bench for some coaching points.
Yeah, glad to see he's okay.
You mentioned that the Charlotte team is started to kind of nurture and fester a community down there with a lot of lacrosse. Obviously, we know of the hotbed of lacrosse in North Carolina being at the college level with the Dukes and the North Carolinas and the rest of them. But Charlotte at the MCLA level really doing a nice job and getting a lot of transfers. Oh, that was pretty. Oh, my goodness. Ryan Craig says, hold on, I've got something for you to talk about BTB for Craig getting his hat trick.
Yeah, we see some great goals today. That might take the cake right now. That's an SC top 10 right there.
Gonna have to send that one in as Craig line up. He's got a bright future at the Citadel, as talked about. He's former heavy recruit for some of those heavy D3 programs, but chose the Citadel with military in mind. Made it fine there, and even the Citadel starting to rebuild their program. They say they get a lot of guys that, might have tried to get to West Point or get to Annapolis and just didn't quite get in there, and Citadel was their backup school, and they come here and gives them an opportunity to keep playing, especially in a big conference like this now, as the MCLA continues to gain traction nationally.
And Charleston, South Carolina is not a bad place to spend your college years.
No, it is not. Beautiful area. We'll see another South Carolina team in Coastal coming up on the next semifinal game. That game's scheduled for 12:30 Eastern Time. Recollected by the Bulldogs, and like we said, a lot of kids that come over, and it is has the regimented identity and culture of the Army and the Navy without the full-time, full life commitment of the lacrosse programs. That's kind of the appeal of the MCLA for a lot of the players playing today, is that they get to be students and have a social life and play lacrosse.
I'm going to point out again just that Charlotte man defense extending up past that box line when they're picking up their Citadel defenders, kind of allowing that slide time to come if they need it.
That time a pass that was too high, and no loose ball push. Actually, they will call it. As a little too heavy-handed there with the push by Cody Diatorio. As we're seeing some of the backups in here now for Charlotte. Here's Leland. Picks it back up, hands it off. Drive inside, shot and a save. Good save there by the freshman Aquarulo. And out in the clear, Cummings and Leland collide, and it'll stay with the 49ers.
Again, Citadel subbing, kind of giving up that clear to Charlotte, although they couldn't corral that pass.
Now it's Charlotte with a good ride here. Inside quickly and losing it, trying to get that shot off was Nate King. Couldn't quite manage it. And now Charlotte having, with their backups, a little trouble clearing it. Now they finally do. And here's Bass with a bouncer and a shot to score.
That's a goal.
And hey, give the assist for the long pole as well. Some love for Owen Schaefer, as it is another goal.
And we've seen a lot of shots from that point position in the break today. That attack, there's attackmen down there having a lot of fun shooting that ball opposite side. And again, giving these guys, some of the guys on the bench, some of these guys who grind in practice, help these starters really grow. Giving these guys an opportunity to come in and earn it. I mean, that's huge for them. I mean, coaches want to see that, starters want to see that.
Charlotte in full control here, up 23-6 in the semifinal game. Looking a lot like last year's game. Not quite as potent defensively as last year's game, but still enough to certainly get the job done. Win for the Citadel again on these clears. Is unofficially at 17 face-off wins.
We're going to have to put these face-off guys in an ice bath after this game. They're up to 30-some face-offs already.
It's been a hard day's work for anybody on those wings and at the dot. as Citadel slow it down and get some subs in. Again, some more backups coming through for Charlotte defensively now, as saw Cummings in the game still, and now he's been subbed out.
Citadel back to that 2-3-1 set. Dodgers them up top against those short sticks.
Duncan McFadden up top here, handling the duties with Davenport.
Charlotte doing a good job of taking away those easy adjacent passes on the slide. So even when that slide comes, Citadel having a hard time kind of banging the ball when they're pressing out on those adjacent slides.
Davenport, the drive, the shot, the score! Nice job by
Citadel.
Jacob Davenport, the sophomore, with his second goal of the day.
Great shot there. I mean, the goalie has a hard time seeing that. Two defenders kind of running with him, and he sneaks that ball through them. A lot of times the goalie's screened there and really can't react in time or even see the ball. Nice shot there. Nice finish. And Citadel with a couple goals here.
And Davenport's had a couple of nice ones as well. Snapped off a shot in the second quarter, then shot right there. He's a captain of the team. Intelligent player who came in as a freshman last year, and kind of the guy that organizes everything, does everything he can to help out this program. Charlotte finally wins a face-off here. Now we'll get a look at some of the second and third lines for 49ers, as they'll give their first line middies a rest and attackman.
And again, those man defenders are so low that one slide's not going to have a chance to get there if he gets his hands free. Hands-free shot.
There's that hands-free shot you just talked about, and that one goes wide.
And you give their defense a chance to get there on that one slide. You need a little bit more time, engage that guy a little bit higher, try to make that contact a little bit earlier.
Eli Meyer.
They could just extend up about 5 yards.
First liner still in the game. Here's Bass. Top for Warnick. Now it's going to be Meyer taking his short stick defender back to Bass, who couldn't handle the shot. The pass, rather, as he had an open shot opportunity. And now recollected with just about 20 seconds on the shot clock here. Ten seconds, and that one's batted down in front, and now collected for the Citadel to get out on the break. McFadden is going to take the run as Warnick falls down, and see if McFadden goes right at it, and they'll slow it down. Six minutes to go.
Back into that familiar 2-3-1 set for Citadel.
Top shot and a goal scored there for the Citadel.
That's a goal for the Citadel.
Cam Kraus gets himself notched in. Another goal for him. That's his second of the day, and the junior cuts the lead to 15.
Just no two slide there. One slide comes, backside defense, not a lot of communication happening there. A little bit slow on the two slide, leaving that crease wide open for the nice easy goal. Good little fake there before the finish, right on the crease. Even you don't have to shoot that thing too hard. Just a little wiggle, place that ball. Nice goal.
Seventh goal of the season for Kraus, as he'll end his season here with a positive game. Ryan Parody back in at the faceoff dot. Took a couple of shots there, but collected by the 49ers, and Winters on a slow shot was able to save it as the guys went down in front of the crease, and looks like everybody's back up. A flag is down, though, against the Citadel. Is inside, and another hitting of the post. That time recollected by Bass, and now back up top. Oh, big hit, and that's going to be a flag automatically, as they'll just stop play right then and there. That's an easy call, as way too much sauce on that hit from Christian Gunter. And now Citadel getting a lot more physical as the frustration continues. Henry Hull took a shot as well. And it'll be 2-man up now.
And Citadel's goalie Winters, obviously he's given up 23 goals today, but he's seen a lot of shots. He's made a lot of tough saves in there. He's had a pretty good performance in there today. Most of these shots that are going in are just great shots by Charlotte where he doesn't really have a chance at it. I've been impressed with him in Citadel's face-off game.
These penalties, an unnecessary roughness penalty is going to be a lock-in penalty. And it looks like a technical penalty as well, the push with possession on the other end. So should be 1 minute, and now it will be a timeout coming up here for the Citadel. As we get set to play these final 5 minutes and 12 seconds, we will take a break and come on back to Lynchburg. 23-8 the score. Charlotte in full command, looking to go to Championship Sunday. Come on back on the Lacrosse TV. Back here at Lynchburg City Stadium for the final 5 minutes of this first semifinal game. Charlotte finds themselves up a man here after their double penalties against the Citadel, and find themselves in full command as well. It's a 23-8 lead for the 49ers on their way back to Championship Sunday, it appears, as Declan McHugh goes for another, and that hits somebody in front of him. It looks like Winters actually got the save, and we got a penalty coming up here again on the Citadel. So just when they thought they were out of it, they pull them back in, as a famous movie would say.
I'm sure Charlotte's coaches are communicating here to keep your heads, play smart lacrosse. Nothing chippy.
Well, with these final 4 minutes and 43 seconds, Charlotte's going to try to maintain all composure here, as you said, and work their way to Championship Sunday, as we'll get a preview of Coastal Carolina and Wake Forest coming up here. A rematch of last year's semifinal game, and game that already took place this year. Demon Deacons came out on top 10-5 over the Shots. Shot is wide with a 2-man up opportunity now here for Charlotte.
Looks like Charlotte's in that 3-3. Getting out of that now. 2-3-1.
Pass up top, it's Meyer. Now to McHugh, who's still in the game. He lost it for a moment, recollected by Austin Stewart. Now down low, shot, score! Great ball movement again, just as one of the penalties was released. Tyler Nichols puts that one to bed, and that one should do it, as Tyler Nichols, the transfer from Catawba Division II school, has his 4th goal of the day.
And that back post is an attackman's best friend, especially on those man-up opportunities. You can hang out right over there. Good skip pass over to him. Caught it high. Kept the stick high. Nice, easy finish to the back of the goal.
Finish for Nichols. 6 points on the day, unofficially. And now back to the face-off dot. The only bright spot, really, for the Citadel today, as Charlotte wins this face-off here. And Cernava going to take it. Plenty of starters still in, as they were looking for a screaming Owen Schaefer going right towards the net.
Sometimes on those man-up plays, they've repped the man-up team so often that you'll kind of have to put the starters back in sometimes on those man-up opportunities.
Schaefer, a long shot from the outside, as the pole wanted in on the scoring action. Those poles just love shooting, don't they, at the end of games?
Absolutely. That's a lot of fun for them.
Moxham. Oh, that one went wide.
That defender needs to climb up a little bit, get in that shooting lane, which isn't fun sometimes if Moxham hits you with a shot. He's got a good one, but you got to kind of help the goalie out there, not give him that lane.
Xander Brett draws that tough assignment. Trying to create space. Nichols does, and that one might have bounced off the stick head of Winters.
Charlotte again able to kind of climb on that C-cut around that defender, use him to shoot around, which which is exactly what they want to do. It makes it tough on that goalie, too.
Mocks him. Hit the post. And the ball is loose again. Sometimes you're just too accurate.
Shooting right around that defender like that, using him as a screen. Dangerous shot, really tough shot to save there.
Cernava up top. High.
A lot of times those good shooters will wait for that guy to close out. If they don't take a good enough high angle on the top side, they'll just step up field and shoot it right around him.